So guys, there is an update as regards to Raimo's report to Donald Trump, concerning the fact-finding mission he came to Nigeria for. But before we get into that, take a look at the moment when a mass burial was conducted today in Plateau State. Just 2 days ago, the terror guys attacked a village in Plateau State, and at the end of the day, about 12 of them were piped. They are now being laid to rest. And guess what is happening in the midst of all this? The governor of Plateau State has defected to the APC. And here is the National Assembly singing "On Your Mandate We Shall Stand." So guys, all these things, tells you that it does not even concern these people as regards to what is happening. This country has been sold. I mean, the conscience of the kind of leaders that we have in this country is still unbelievable. When you try to understand it, you cannot. Because tell me how many communities are bleeding. The National Assembly is singing "On Your Mandate We Shall Stand." And the governor of Plateau that is getting the hottest of all these attacks is defecting to the APC to go and look for what? I don't still understand. Now, yesterday I told you guys that Professor Yusuf was warning the defense minister not to buy the terrorists. So guys, this country is finished. Now, this is the post that came from Professor Yusuf handle. You see, he said, "We strongly reject any plan by Defense Minister Christopher Musa to wage war on Fulani people. He is now a political office holder, not a battlefield soldier. We demand dialogue and not violent solution. Not endless warfare. Military confrontation will fail." So guys, I'm still wondering how this man said this and nothing is happening. The Tinubu's government is just business as usual. The House of Assembly is singing "On Your Mandate We Shall Stand." The governor is defecting. Fubara is defecting. Other governors are defecting. They are going to the APC at the peak of all this colossal failure that we've seen in this government. And many people have been wondering what is actually going on. Anyway, let me just share with you some of the reactions as regards to some of these security related headlines. Like this one here said, "Mieti Allah vigilantes parade suspected kidnappers in Kogi. Defend arrested members called bandits in Edo." Mieti Allah paraded others in Kogi because they've been brought into the security architecture now by Ribadu. They paraded kidnappers in Kogi, but in Edo State, they defended their Fulani terrorists. Those that were caught doing one terror act or the other, they were defended by Mieti Allah. You see where the problem is going to come? I don't even know how we get to this point that Fulanis are now the ones protecting people in Kogi State, in Edo State, in Kwara State, in all kinds of places. We don't know what's happening in this country. Now, this person here says, Yoruba vigilantes were managing security in Kwara South until the NSA deployed Mieti Allah, a group that has openly admitted to terror. Shortly after their deployment, Mieti Allah started working with the ONSA to disarm local Yoruba vigilantes and started killing them. These are some claims coming up because a woman came out to say that they disarmed their vigilantes and they came and killed her husband. Now, this person says, remove Ribadu now. He is the one arming Mieti Allah with AK-47. So, guys, Tinubu's government has been so silent on this. And this one says, so NSA Nuhu Ribadu handed automatic weapons to Mieti Allah to protect states outside the northern region. Very interesting times indeed. Meanwhile, Southwest governors with an Emilokon president of Yoruba handed Amotekun local Dane guns to protect, to protect Yoruba land. Truly, honor too wise. Mieti Allah is being given sophisticated weapons, but Yoruba Amotekun are being given Dane guns. So guys, this country, as long as you have a Fulani man as a security head in this country will continue to tumble. Now you have seen that Professor Yusuf is warning the defense minister not to kill the terrorists, that he's waging war against the Fulanis. And this is going to weaken the defense minister from doing his job. Anyway, guys, this person here said, supplying weapons to vigilantes is not part of the responsibility of the Office of the National Security Advisor in Nigeria. And doing this is unlawful. The Office of the National Security Advisor has no constitutional statutory authority to arm civilians or non-state actors. Nuhu Ribadu needs to resign now. This person said, another person here say, Tinubu's NSA Ribadu office admits supplying arms to vigilantes in Kwara State. He has admitted that they are the ones supplying them these arms. So guys, a whole lot is happening. This person even wrote an open letter to the defense minister, Musa, but I'm not going to be reading that because as it stands now, Musa's hand is tied. The Fulanis are fighting him back and forth. Musa is supposed to be the one who decides. He's the defense minister. Even if they want to bring in other non-state actors into the security architecture, Musa should be spearheading that. But guess what? Nuhu Ribadu bringing in Mieti Allah members, arming them with AK-47, and then Professor Yusuf coming to warn Musa not to dare touch the Fulanis, not to wage war against the Fulanis, tells you a whole lot of what is happening in this country. Now, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at some of these clips. Take a short moment and watch On Your Mandate We Shall Stand that was being sung in the National Assembly, and other clips I've got for you. I'm also going to be seeing updates on Raimo's report as regards to his fact-finding mission to Nigeria. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And now to Plateau State, where thousands of supporters from different political parties have formally defected to the All Progressives Congress. The Grand Rally in Jos drew top dignitaries, including President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, the APC National Chairman, governors, and several senators who say the massive turnout reflects growing trust in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's development agenda for Nigeria.
Today, I can say on behalf of APC on the platform and on behalf of the National Working Committee of APC in Nigeria and worldwide, we declare that President Tinubu in 2027 platform is a cake for a country.
Let me assure the people of Plateau, your concerns are going to be met. Because your concerns are being addressed. I cry whenever we take a human being, whether a child or an adult dies on the Plateau. Plateau is looking for world peace. But I want to assure you, and particularly all my brothers that have joined us.
We in Plateau State, having seen that the president, his body language in addressing the issues that bother us, the issues of security, we have seen in him one whose body language and the steps that he has taken to address these security situations. We have confidence that with his body language, with the steps he has taken, we in Plateau State are convinced that the days of bloodshed, the days of crying day and night will be over.
While Nigerian government is gearing up with the American military to see how they can rout out Boko Haram and ISWAP, U.S. House of Rep member Riley Moore has said he's compiling a report submitting to Trump.
Less than a minute left, but you and I have talked about Christian persecution in Nigeria before, and I know you recently went to a very transformative trip over there, meeting with dozens of Christians who were driven from their homes, victims of just horrific violence over there, and now they're living in camps. Can you talk to us a little bit more about that, what you experienced, who you talked to, and what they're saying right now?
Well, they are very grateful for President Trump's focus on this, and obviously President Trump tapped me publicly to go and investigate this and look at this, and we have been compiling a report that we're going to present to President Trump here soon on recommendations on how to move forward on this. But let me just make something very clear. Our brothers and sisters in Christ are losing their lives in Nigeria due to the profession of their faith in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. They are being murdered, slaughtered, martyred every day in Nigeria. We went to Benue State, met with these internally displaced people who are living in refugee camps. I met a woman who had all 5 of her children murdered in front of her. These Christians are being persecuted by Islamic terrorists that have put forward a genocidal campaign to move them off of their ancestral homeland. And we do have to stand up for our Christians. We have to stand up for them. We are a Christian nation, and this is what's right, and I think it's what's just.
It absolutely is. Thank you for doing all that you're doing to bring this to light. We really appreciate it. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Let's look at a situation that happened today. A committee has been set up to investigate an anomaly or something that is considered to be an anomaly. So this is what happened. The Speaker of the House of Rep, Tajuddin Abbas, constituted a 7-man ad hoc committee to investigate allegations of discrepancies between tax bills passed by the National Assembly and the versions later assented to and gazetted. You know that Nigerians they've been very, very skeptical about the tax policy. They don't trust it, and a couple of persons feel that at the end of the day, it's a poor ordinary Nigerians who would pay more for this to, enrich the pockets of the rich. There are also complaints about lack of communication on the plausible effects or how the tax would help boost Nigeria's economy. Then there's a whole backstory of the subsidy removal, where the monies went, the borrowings of this administration in the past 2 years, the deficit and the shortfall in the 2025 budget, the fact that they did not make any profit in all based on what the finance minister said. So basically, there are a lot of misconceptions about it. Now, how did the bill pass? And that what was decided the first time is not what was assented to the second time. Who were the set of persons that went to do something else? That the House of Rep member who actually saw this now decided to speak up. So if you hadn't spoken up, we'll be seeing something else. And then this committee that has been set up, how soon will they do their investigations? Because we've heard that this is commencing on the 1st of January, which is in a few days.
Esther, did I not make my reservation known about the tax thing? You remember the day I said it here that I'm not comfortable because there is somebody who will bring a plan or an idea. You know that this idea or plan is for its own selfish interest, that it is not for the good of the country. There is something behind this tax whatever. I said it here and I made my analysis based on what happened in Lagos here. They said if you are bitten by a snake, when you see the head of a lizard, are you still going to wait and verify whether it is? Won't you run? You run far away before you now.
Let me quote what he said. He said, "I'm here today because my privilege has been breached as a member of this all-important house. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we passed the tax bills on this floor. I took my time in the last 3 days to look at the gazetted copy. I also looked at the votes and proceedings of the House of Representatives and also went an extra mile to look at the votes and proceedings of the Senate, which were harmonized. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, what was passed on this floor is not what is gazetted. I'm coming under privilege because I was here. I gave my vote and it was counted and I'm seeing something completely different." That's what he's alleging. And that's why a committee has been set up. So how did they do something different within the span of when what was prepared and those who actually voted for it the first time? When did they do something different? And if this man did not take his time to look through it again, they would have said, "Oh, everybody assented to it." Meanwhile, what was presented the first time is not what is going the second time.
Is it the first time? Remember the budget, Esther. Remember the budget. Ningi, they almost roasted him for raising the alarm that this budget is not the budget they passed. Is that not true? So they have been doing it. Esther, they have been doing it and getting away with it. These are people that fought for democracy. These are the people who know democracy. In fact, our own idea of democracy is if you can play tricks, if you can deceive the people, if you can lie, and in a clever way and get away with it. Yes, that's our own, definition of democracy. Look at that. That don't started though. The deed has not even taken off. Fraud have started already. Esther, fraud have started already on this same tax. There's some gullible, ignorant people are telling me that it will help the country. It will do this. It will help the country. Meanwhile, what will help the country? Nobody talking about it. The 210 trillion naira that somebody is keeping or some people are keeping, nobody answers the bring it. With that money now, we may not even pay tax as citizens. With that money circulating in this country, using it for the good of the country, Esther, what other tax are you going to pay? 210 trillion. Up till today, nobody have told us how that money disappeared, where it went to, who is with it and all that. And you want to collect another tax. You want to collect another, you are investigating. You are investigating until Godot come. Is that what they are telling me? Esther, look, I am beginning to think that we are serving the God of Mammon in this country. Because it is only the God of Mammon who will never be satisfied with money. The more money you bring, the God of Mammon will say, bring more money, because that is what he does. Money, 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 money. Where is it coming from?
It's everything about propaganda. It's everything about saying something else and presenting something else.
But look, that is the APC for you. That's the foundation of APC. Tell me what truth they have told you, Esther. Tell me. If not that some people raise alarm about what happened in Burkina Faso, did they even agree that our plane and our people are there?
Oh, we never heard that they had returned.
They had returned, yes. Because there are some lies you can no longer hide. They know that if they release those people to everybody, the whole world will see it. We will know. That's why initially when they lied, they discovered that this lie, it will be exposed. So they now agree that yes, they are still there. If it is ordinary emergency landing, why should they be there up to today? I mean, mention what in APC told you and you say yes. At least in this case, they are very open. They are very sincere with the country.
Oh, they've been released.
Esther, listen, Esther.
Personnel have been released.
Esther, listen very well. In October, is it not? No, in September, no, in August this year, the president said that Nigeria have met their revenue target.
That we're no longer going to borrow.
Can you imagine, Esther? Then in December, the Minister of Finance came out without even listening to what his organ said. So, we didn't meet anything, no. We actually, there is a shortfall of 30 trillion naira, Esther. How? God Almighty. These people know they fear God. I'm telling you. Lying has become part of their business. It has become a state policy. You even lie in such a way that that is very. In fact, Satan will be asking himself, you mean there are people that are worse than me in telling lies? Because the Bible says he's the father of lies. People are beating Satan in lies in this country. Shortfall of 30 trillion. So what was the reason for the shortfall? Oil and gas depletion, that the oil and gas was not doing well. Meanwhile, from the same ministry, you have so much money that you have to use 17 trillion naira to police the pipeline so that it will not burst.
Or pirates.
In fact, so many contradictions. I don't know when they talk. They think that all of us are fools.
So, I think I'm going to have to play that and the question that was asked to him in the House after this very short break.
It's very embarrassing, seriously. This is the man they told us that he's the guru in finance. He's the guru. Look at the lies he's telling before the public.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cut fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cut fuse and distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry. I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cut fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover-wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy-duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J, na you pico.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. We're speaking on the Finance Minister, Mr. Wale Edu, concerning the shortfall that was experienced, and Barrister Darlington was giving his own explanation on the departments that did not meet up. and especially the fact that there were serious, huge deficits that were experienced with the 2025 budget, with the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has written to the House of Assembly, that is the Senate on Appropriation, that to present the 2026 budget, which is to take place tomorrow by 12 noon. So again, more monies, propositions, and they gave a breakdown of how they intend, how the monies will be broken down. What is how it's going to be, would I say, the tranches at which the monies and the relevant departments, the monies will be put into, how they intend to go about it, the deficit expected, finance expected, and what they intend to do with it. Despite what was experienced with the 2025 budget, it's obvious that we may even carry some of 2025 into 2026. But let's listen to Mr. Wali Edu here.
Right now, funding is fully available for the 2024 capital budget that has been finalized and is in the gateway up to September. Funding is available for a portion, and the other portion, the plan is to roll it over to 2026 budget. Likewise, for the 2025 capital budget, funding has been made, warrants have been issued, and funding is available for 30% of that budget, with the plan, with the cooperation and the support of the National Assembly to roll over the 75%. When we look at borrowing, we have roughly 152 trillion naira outstanding. And that figure was about 70 trillion naira in 2023 or so. But what accounts for the difference? 30 trillion, as we all know, was the bringing into the light, bringing into the books of the government of ways and means that were previously just ignored and kept outside. Another 50 trillion was accounted for by the fact that the exchange rate doubled. I mean, central bank in its monetary policy focused on clearing backlogs and bringing in foreign reserves.
Okay, so
and we know how successful they have been. So of 152 trillion naira, 80 was essentially not new borrowing. It was more regularization and adjustment.
All mentioned here today that we have 2024, we are 2025, but you have 1 year revenue. Use it to manage 2-year budget. So even if you met the 1 year revenue, how will you hear the Honorable Minister say, I'm paying 2024, whereas you are taking 2025 revenue to pay 2024. So when Mr. President said, when we said, because as of the work we've all done, that we've met revenue target, which is annually, but you are using 1 year revenue to manage more than 1 year budget. That is why you are seeing the outstanding, and which is what Honorable Minister is trying to do. That now let's have a consolidated budget. So because if I have 1 year revenue, let me use it to manage 1 year expenditure. But in a situation that I have a year revenue to manage multi-years revenue expenditure, we will continue to have this imbalance.
Macroeconomic reforms, some of the...
So, Barrister, again, they had to react to what the Minister of Finance said. So what exactly is this? If this has been the anomaly, why wasn't that corrected when the Minister of Finance came? I mean, these are supposed experts in that particular sector, because they're repeating what their predecessors are doing.
Esther, remember, you see why I don't believe in these people. Look, let nobody come here and tell me you don't agree with anything. When this man was appointed, they told us he's the guru. In fact, his own finance, this knowledge, he gained it from heaven. He's so good that God employed him to be managing his finances. So he's very good. He this and that. Is that not what they told us? Look at what he's saying. Esther, look at what your guru is saying. When they appointed this man, was that not against it? Because I looked at the past record of all the few places where he had worked. You know, whenever you are in their good book, they will package you in such a way that, in fact, even you'll be cleaner than Satan. They will package you in such a way that nobody will see anything bad. Nobody will hear anything bad, and nobody will say anything bad about you. Now the real work has started. Look at what he's dancing with his mouth now. Look at what he was saying there. Esther, look at what this man is telling me. This was the same ways and means that the Tinubu told us that he had cleared, though, that they inherited from Buhari. When they was reading some of the achievements, he said he had cleared it, too. But this man is telling me that they kept it somewhere. Now they have brought it now to hoodwink Nigerians. He thought that we don't know our facts and figures, Abi. He can deceive people with all this financial jargon, as if we have not had it before. Thank God for every step they take. Every one step they take, they will drag themselves backwards, the 10 steps backwards. Why did this man not tell us? Since he came into that office, the National Assembly has invited him 4 times to come and explain some financial infractions. And he could not. Esther, he could not. And they told us we have a finance minister. Instead of them to go and beg Ngozo Okonjo-Iweala to come and help them, they are here, you know.
Well, the Minister of Finance told us that he can stand here to brag that Nigeria is not borrowing. Are you saying we should not take his word for it?
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, he said I can stand here in front of you to brag that we're not borrowing.
He made a mistake. I was thinking he would stand there to tell Tinubu not to borrow money again. I will listen to him. Is it true that we are not borrowing? God have mercy. Is it true that we are not borrowing, Esther?
Well, he admitted the shortfall. He said they have projected making 40.8 trillion naira revenue, but they only ended up making 10.7 trillion naira. And again, obviously, he says that target was basically to fund the 54.9 trillion naira budget of restoration, which was designed to stabilize the economy, secure peace, and lay the foundation for long-term prosperity.
It's true.
But that the current fiscal performance shows that total revenue for the year is likely to end at 10.7 trillion naira. Again, what he's also indicating that before Nigerians, that Nigeria is currently not borrowing, that they have met their revenue target for the year, and they met it in August. That the president had told members of the Buhari organization who visited him at the villa in Abuja that they have met their target for the year in August. But the finance minister actually made a contrasting statement to what the president had said earlier to the persons from Buhari's sector or Buhari's loyalists who went to visit him, that they did not meet any target. There was a huge shortfall to that. So the question is, before the president made that statement, was it not the same Minister of Finance or those who give the president's report that is basically what it is? So how come they're saying something different?
I think this finance minister is about to lose his job.
I don't think so, Barrister.
No, for embarrassing Tinubu. Yeah, because this is an embarrassment on the president. I think if this thing should get to the president, he will react over it. He will tell you, Wale, kí ló ń ṣe báyìí? Ó fẹ́ embarrass me ni. Àbí ó mọ age mi ni. So by the time the matter get to that level, this man will be shown the door.
If that was the case, maybe we would have heard something about it by now. Because Wale's Edo's appearance at the National Assembly to give a breakdown of all of this, to explain why we met the shortfall and what they used the money for this year to do, obviously indicates otherwise.
No, he's still in the National Assembly. By the time he leaves there and they invite him to Aso Rock, maybe that time he will resign.
Who gave the president the report that as of August we had met our revenue target for the year?
Maybe when they call him to Aso Rock, like they called Farouk, I will not know whether he will resign or they will force him to resign. Yes, because this is not the way to go. A whole 30 trillion shortfall in revenue, and you said it's oil and gas. The same oil and gas you have been policing with a 17 trillion naira. So what exactly is this? Thing doesn't add up. It doesn't.
So could this be what the tax is going to complement
In
next
fact,
year?
I mean, is it not obvious?
And are they telling us they will still not borrow? Because they will still borrow. They need to borrow to fund the 2026 budget. President is presenting another budget next year. So if they met a shortfall, if they met a deficit, how do they intend to finance that of next year?
Except
the president is going to present tomorrow.
They are going to tax you and I. That's what the tax is all about. They have mismanaged this money and they are looking for a way to recover it. There is no other explanation, Esther. They have mismanaged this money and they are looking for a way to recover it. And they will recover it from you and I. There's no other way. All these over taxation, what are they doing with it? Nigerians are not asking questions, Esther. Nigerians are my problem here. They should be asking questions instead of wasting their precious time on social media. Attacking opposition, attacking. Meanwhile, the real problem of their life, they are not thinking or talking about it, Esther.
I have always said it, Barrister Darlington, that there is a communication deficit with this government, and I don't know why. They have so many aides, they have so many assistant aides, but yet they fail to communicate critical issues, critical policies that forms the standing of this government. I don't understand why these people are being paid salaries on what they're doing there. That's my issue, to be honest with you. Because right now, Nigerians do not understand what this administration is all about. They don't even understand the ideology of the administration. They don't understand it, and that's because there is a huge communication deficit. I ponder on it, Barrister Darlington, because I see Bayo Nanuga, I see amongst all of them, Sunday Dare is the one who even tries to respond to issues practically.
Esther, please,
they do not respond to critical issues that represents what the president had sold to us when he was inaugurated.
Esther, before you cut a flag for them, let me stop you. They know what they are doing.
You're saying it's deliberate?
What are you telling me?
That vacuum is deliberately created.
They're deliberate. They don't want you to know.
Why?
There is nothing to tell you. Can't you get it? There is nothing to tell you. That's why they are not telling you anything. How do you know? Okay, this is what they do now, and all his tongue twisting financial jargon. How do they explain it to you, Esther? No, tell me. Can anybody come and contradict this contradiction now? How will you explain it? You can see. That's why they are not talking to you. There is nothing to explain to anybody. That's why they are doing all what they are doing. You think that? No, they know what they are doing. They don't want you to know because there is nothing for you to know. Simple as that.
Barrister, Nigerians deserve a right to know what they're using their monies to do in government.
Are you serious?
Yes. If we are mandated to do our own due diligence, the government is mandated to be responsible to the people. They pay their tax for them to provide such services. If such services are not provided, and we're being taxed for them to provide such services, and there is a deficiency from their end, Nigerians have the right to ask those questions. If you have aides, the essence of having these aides is to respond to questions like this. They're meant to communicate the ideals of the government. If they are lacking in that, what exactly are they there for? And if they're not performing their roles, why are they not sacked from such positions? Because monies of Nigerians is what are being paid to these supposed SSAs and deputy SSAs, or 3 deputies SSAs, to these certain persons who are in government that are meant to respond to all of these policies.
Esther, you this girl, you are asking too much question. Seriously, listen.
Okay.
You mean a first-class accountant who studied in US and made first class is in charge of your economy and you're not happy? What are you telling me? He's in charge of your life and you say he's not doing well. Well, then who else will do well? I'm talking first class. So in accountancy, can't he manage your money? Are you doubting his capacity? No, tell me now. For somebody of that status, he should know everything about facts and figures. What do don't even need to tell him anything else. He knows. So he knows. So he knows what he's doing. He's in charge. He knows what the economy is talking about. What you're not, he can give you facts and figures of the economy and everything. So why are you doubting him? That is my worry here, Esther. Why are you doubting him? You forgot that he made the first class. They even give him scholarship. So you people, I don't know.
It's not about first class and scholarship.
It's
about the practical manifestation of that first class scholarship. It has to do with Nigeria's future.
It's not. He's doing it very well. The way it is now, he's managing so well. If you are doubting me, ask Bayo Nonoga. He will tell you how good his Oga is in fact and figure. That he will tell us one thing, his Minister of Finance will tell us another.
Barrister Darlington,
to put you in confusion.
Let's stick to these facts. There are serious inconsistencies that raises concerns. Budgetary chaos, conflicting policies, taxation and inclusion, policy reversals and instability, gap between the macro and there is a huge inconsistency, Barrister Darlington. These inconsistencies are actually a situation where there is a running of multiple budgets, especially for that of 2024 and 2025, the sudden tax changes, which obviously is creating and hindering financial inclusion, making decisions that clash with stated goals, leading to investor uncertainty, undermining fiscal discipline. Barrister Darlington, there is the bone of or the bone marrow of any stabilized government is its financial sector. If there is an inconsistency in their inflow and outflow, in their borrowing and the utilization of the tax collected from its people, there is going to be a strangulated, uncertain, unparalleled economy. And with that, you cannot give a critical response as to what you did with the monies that were at your disposal that was meant to develop your economy. So, Barrister, you cannot say that because Mr. Wale Edu of first class and he cannot tell us precisely what his policies that the president has actually implemented on him because he thinks he has the mental capacity and professional ground to do is not delivering, and Nigerians are mum and not asking the critical questions, and we're heading into 2026 where we're going to be taxed further without any responses to what we have gotten from the previous taxes or the existing taxes that have been imposed on Nigerians.
Are you sure that when you ask 2 more questions, they will not say that you are insulting somebody?
There is no insult. I'm telling you the fact on ground. Please, if you're an economic analyst, if you are following the economic policies, can you kindly call and possibly doubt or give me something else to what I am saying here?
Esther, just hold your breath. By the time they present the budget tomorrow, you will now know that confusion is now in Nigeria. Because we are talking of 2024 budget, 2025, and now they want to add the 2026 by tomorrow. By the time they add it, you will now know what you call a conundrum, financial conundrum in Nigeria. But maybe after that you cannot continue.
So let's quickly take a look at some of the reactions on the social media. Like you can see here, northern political leaders have begun attacking the Minister of Defense when a mass burial was conducted today in Plateau State. Just 2 days ago, the terror guys attacked a village in Plateau State, and at the end of the day, about 12 of them were spiked. They are now being laid to rest. And guess what is happening in the midst of all this? The governor of Plateau State has defected to the APC.
This once again highlights
the National Assembly singing on your mandate which has done. So guys, all these things tells you that it doesn't even concern these people as regards to what is happening. This country has been sold. I mean, the conscience of the kind of leaders that we have in this country is still unbelievable. When you try to understand it, you cannot. Because tell me how many communities are bleeding. The National Assembly is singing on your mandate which has done. And the governor of Plateau that is getting the authors of all these attacks is defecting to the APC to go and look for work. I don't still understand. Now, yesterday I told you guys that Professor Yusuf was warning the defense minister not to buy the terrorists. So guys, this country is finished now. This is the post that came from Professor Yusuf handle. You see, he said, we strongly reject any plan by defense minister Christopher Musa to wage war on Fulani people. He is now a political office holder, not a battlefield soldier. We demand dialogue and the war and stop solution. Not endless warfare, military confrontation will fail. So guys, I'm still wondering how this nonsense is and nothing is happening. Tinubu's government is just business as usual. The House of Assembly is singing on your mandate which has stand. The governor is defective, Obara is defective, other governors are defective. We are going to the APC at the peak of all this colossal failure that we've seen in this government. And many people have been wondering what is actually going on. Anyway, let me just share with you some of the reactions as regards to some of these security related headlines. Like this one here says, Mieti Allah vigilantes parade suspected kidnappers in Kogi.
in the political game.
Arrested
the truth
members
is that the
called
North has
bandits
nothing worthwhile to offer on the political chess table. So they bring in violence,
the security architecture now
to retreat and leave the
paraded
field for them.
kidnappers in Kogi.
However,
but in Edo State, they defended
without political
their
power,
faithful
the
and
North
terrorists,
is still
those that were
poor.
caught doing one terror
So
act
this
or the
person
other,
is saying
they were
that the
defended
North only
by
uses
Mietiala.
violence.
You see
Another
where the problem
person
is going
said,
to come. I don't even know how we get to this point that Fulanis are now the ones protecting people in Kogi State, in Edo State, in Kwara State, in all kinds of places. We don't know what's happening in this country. Now this person here say Yoruba vigilantes were managing security in Kwara South until the NSA deployed Mietiala, a group that has openly admitted to terror. Shortly after their deployment, Mietiala started working with the ONSA to disarm local Yoruba vigilantes and started killing them. These are some claims coming out because a woman came out to say that they disarmed their vigilantes and they came and fired her husband. Now this person say remove Ribadu now. He is the one arming Mietiala with AK-47. So guys, Tinubu's government have been so silent on this. And this one say, so NSA Nuhu Ribadu handed automatic weapons to Mietiala to protect states outside the northern region. Very interesting times indeed. Meanwhile, Southwest governors with an Emilokon president of Yoruba handed Amotekun local gun
now from St. Mary's School,
you know, to protect Yoruba land. Truly, one and two wise.
Still not been released.
Mietiala is being given sophisticated weapons, but Yoruba are being given same guns. So, guys, this country, as long as you have a full animal as a security head in this country, this country will continue to tumble. Now you have seen that Professor Yusuf is warning the defense minister not to kill the terrorists that is waging war against the Fulanis, and this is going to weaken the defense minister from doing his job. Anyway, guys, this person here said supplying weapons to vigilantes is not part of the responsibility of the Office of the National Security Advisor in Nigeria, and doing this is unlawful. The Office of the National Security Advisor has no constitutional statutory authority to arm civilians or non-state actors. No Ribadu needs to resign now. This person is saying, another person is saying, Tinubu's NSA Ribadu office admits supplying arms to vigilantes in Kwara State. He has admitted that they are the ones supplying them this arms. So guys, a whole lot is happening. This person even wrote an open letter to the defense minister. Musa, but I'm going to be reading that because as it stands now, Musa's hand is tied. The Fulanis are fighting him back and forth. Musa is supposed to be the one who decides. He's the defense minister. Even if they want to bring in other non-state actors into the security architecture, Musa should be spearheading that. But guess what? Nuhu Ribadu bringing in Mietiala members, arming them with AK-47, and then Professor Yusuf coming to warn Musa not to dare touch the Fulanis, not to wage war against the Fulanis, tells you a whole lot of what is happening in this country. Now I'm just going to allow you to take a look at some of these clips. Take a very short moment and watch on your mandate we shall stand that was being sung in the National Assembly. Another clips are coming. You are also going to be seeing updates on Ramon's report as regards to this fact-finding mission to Nigeria. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification.
Tinubu government has failed. The Minister of Defense is working strictly on the directive of Tinubu. Enough is enough for the terrorists. The Defense Department is compromised. Ribadu is on the other is one of their agents, and so is Metawale. So guys, these are the reactions from Nigeria. He should not listen to them. That's how Jonathan listened to the northern leaders on their plea to stop the onslaught against Boko Haram and went ahead to remove General Ihejirika to please them. The rest is history. If you want to curb terrorism, go ahead and do the needful. I mean, Nigerians must really speak up. I've said it over and over. A typical Fulani man, irrespective of their level of education, is a terrorist sympathizer. This is shit to do what with. This shit has to do with ideology. They only pretend when they are outside, but trust me, they are all criminals inside. The zoo should be divided so they can fuck off. This person has said, if it's no hidden fact that terrorism problem is actually jihadist movement to force Islam on their own, it is no hidden fact. So guys, you can see what Nigerians are saying after Professor Yusuf said that any attack on Boko Haram, any attack on the terrorists is going to worsen the insecurity. And this one here, many northern leaders have either terrorist sponsor or terrorist supporters themselves. Many northern leaders are either terrorist sponsor or terrorist supporters themselves. All these Islamic extremist, jihadist terrorists and their supporters are a danger to Nigeria. This one here say the politicians, especially those of them from the north, is the problem that Nigeria has. I said especially those from the north extraction, because they have had the highest opportunity to make Nigeria a working country, but would rather drag it down for selfish reasons. So guys, I don't know why people want Nigeria to just fail, even in the face of this insecurity, you know.
Well, Nigerian government is gearing up with the American military to see how they can rout out Boko Haram and ISWAP. U.S. House of Rep member Riley Moore has said he's compiling a report submitting to Trump.
Comes to power in 2020. Once a northern president comes to power in 2023, they will cancel all the security measures put in place by southern president. These people are terrorist sympathizers. They are the reason why fighting terrorism is difficult. You are very mischievous. Who are the northern political leaders? It's only Professor Yusuf who aired his opinion based on his understanding, and that doesn't prevent you from airing your opinion contrary to his own. Please, we shouldn't be blinded by hatred while looking for lasting solutions.
Let me just make something very clear.
Everybody should leave Christopher Musa alone to go to get to work. Make nobody advise him. He knows what to do, and he knows why he was employed to solve the age-long problem. No be fools, they die since they are human beings. And the Minister of Defense is the one calling the shots now. If they care enough, they should listen to his speech at the National Assembly. Many of the terrorists and their sponsors experience in a greater measure the pain they inflict on innocent citizens. The terrorist attack does not matter, but killing the terrorists should be a top priority of Nigerian government. There should not be room for dialogue or peace talk. This is not the time to listen to those terrorist sympathizers, but rather a time to flex Nigerian military might. If they have their sons in the bush killing and kidnapping, then it's time to face up the wrath
the Speaker of the House of Rep, Tajuddin
so,
Abbas,
I don't know
constituted
your
a
thoughts
7-man
on this.
ad hoc
After the
committee
Fulani
to
terrorists have
investigate
killed hundreds
allegations of
of our military and millions of our citizens, the northern politicians, the terrorist sponsors are now telling the military to dialogue with them.
You know that Nigerians have had, they've been very, very skeptical about the tax
will
policy.
The people they
They
killed
don't
come
trust
back to
it,
life?
you know,
Honestly.
and a couple of persons feel that
That's
at
a
the end
good
of the day,
question.
it's a
And
poor
this
ordinary
person here said,
Nigerians who
does
would pay
that
more for this
does not want
to,
Nigeria to
enrich
move
the
forward?
pockets of
Does
the
not
rich.
want
There
Biafra
are also
to go?
complaints
Does not
about
want
lack of
Minister of
communication
Defense to launch a
on the
full
plausible
military attack
effects
against
or
terrorists? We
how
urge
the
the
tax
minister
would
to
help
go
boost
ahead
Nigeria's
with the
economy.
full
Then
military
there's a whole
action against the
backstory
terrorists,
of the
and
subsidy
don't
removal where the
listen to
monies went,
anybody.
the borrowings of
And
this
these ones,
administration the past 2 years,
they
the
enjoyed when
deficit and the
Buhari was
shortfall
doing
in the
Operation Python
2025
dance in the
budget, the fact
southeast,
that they did not make any profit
while
in
killing
all, based
scores
on
of
what the finance
southeasterners
minister
and tagging
said.
them
So
IPOB.
basically,
But they
there are a lot
want
of
them
misconceptions
to
about it.
negotiate now because
How
it's
did the
Fulani.
bill pass? And that what was decided the first time is not what was assented to the second time. Who were the set of persons that went to do something else? That the House of Rep member who actually saw this now decided to speak up. So if you hadn't spoken up,
This
we'll
person
be saying
said, are
something
these
else.
not
And
the
then
same
this
Fulani
committee
Islamic
that has been
jihadists and
set up,
terrorist
how soon
reaction?
will they do their investigations? Because
Asking for
we've heard
unity after
that
Trump's
this is
threat
commencing on the
reset
1st of
Nigeria.
January,
Fulanis
which
are
is in a few
Islamic
days.
jihadists and terrorists and Sahelian beasts. The
Did I
northern
not make
politicians now know what they are doing. They are the ones sponsoring and sponsoring those bandits.
Remember
Did you
the day I
not
said
see
it here
as
that I'm not
most
comfortable
wanted
because
bandits come
there
out
is
to
somebody
defend
who will
northern
bring a plan
man
or
that
an
is
idea.
Minister of Defense of State
You know
of
that this
Defense.
idea applies
Islam
is for his
just
own selfish interest.
Did you not see
it is not
as
for the
most
good of the
wanted
country.
bandit came out to
There is
defend the
something
northern
behind
man
this tax
that
whatever.
is Minister of
I said
State
it here and I
Defense?
made my
Islam
analysis
just
based on what
stand
happened
for
in
terror.
Lagos here.
It is now clear.
They said
it
if
is
you are beaten
Christian
by a
genocide.
snake, when you see the head of police, are you still going to wait and verify whether it is would you run? You run far away before you now.
I met today because my privilege has been breached as a member of this all-important house.
And encourage military occupation of the South is killing anyone who identifies as IPOB. The mastermind the failed attempt to get the US, UK and other Western countries
and also went an extra mile
to
look at the votes
as
and
a terrorist
proceedings of the
organization. These
Senate,
people
which were
deserve their own
harmonized.
separate
Mr.
caliphate
Speaker,
country
honorable
where they
colleagues,
can
what was
have
passed on this floor
extremists,
is not
fantastic
what
and
is
terrorists,
gazetted. I'm
fantastic
coming
and
under privilege
terrorists
because I was
as their
here.
lead, as
I
an
gave my vote
established
and it was
military
counted and I'm seeing something
terrorists
completely
and
different.
jihad killing themselves.
That's what he's alleging. And that's why a committee has been set.
What are they calling the
So
federal
how did they do
government to
something
negotiate
different
with the
within the span of
terrorists?
when what was proposed and those who actually voted for it the first time? When did they do something different? And if this man did not take his time to look through it again, they would have said, oh, everybody has sent it to it. Meanwhile, what was presented the first time is not what is going the second time.
They want the kind of deal that Niger
Remember the budget.
got with the federal government years
Remember
ago.
the budget.
It's ridiculous.
Ningi, they almost roasted
the northern
him
political
for raising
leaders
the
are
alarm that
terrorists too.
this budget is not the budget they passed. Is that not
Political
true?
leaders are terrorists
So
too.
they've
Let
been
those
doing it.
states in
Esther,
the
they've
north
been doing it and getting away with
from
it.
their own
These
nation
are people that fought
and
for
do what
democracy.
they want. They can survive
These are the
by
people who know
Sharia.
democracy.
So
In fact,
let me know
our
your
own
thoughts
idea of
on all
democracy
this
is if you
in
can
the
play
comment
tricks,
section below.
if you can deceive
That's
the
why
people, if you
Tinubu,
can lie,
despite how bad
and in the clever way and get away with it. Yes, that's our own our own definition of democracy.
Can muzzle,
Look at that. A vote that don't started though. The thing have not even taken off. Fraud have started already. Esther, fraud have started already on this same tax. There's some gullible, ignorant people are telling me that it will help the country. It will do this. It will help the country.
Separate.
Meanwhile,
anyway,
what we help the country, nobody talking about
reactions from Nigerians. Let me know your thoughts.
The 210 trillion naira that somebody